Well, if you watch or listen to a numbers game here at Sirius 204, or you watch online at vsin.com or on the vsin app, you know that we have two football staples during the week. On Mondays, we do Guessing Lines with Chrissy Andrews, Vinny Maliulo, and Storytime as well, where we look forward our first reaction to the upcoming slate's NFL games. And then on Thursdays, well, Fridays, we also have a staple. James Super Contest winner talking to us about the games he absolutely will not be playing in the Super Contest that weekend. Thursdays, though, second hour, it is the football free-for-all, and it is fabulous. Looking at games from different angles. Usually we have a matchup angle from Evan Silva at Roto World. Evan has a death in the family today, so our condolences to Evan. He will not be with us. All the best to him on a tough day for him. Bill Krackomberger is here alongside, however, professional bettor Bill Krackomberger, the Crack Man. Thank you for being here, sir.
Good morning. And yes, it's tough to get up in the mornings by an alarm clock, but I do it for you, Gill.
Thank you. I'm also told you're heading out of the country as well.
Heading to Punta Cana for a tournament this weekend. My friend Brad Hayslip is down in there, and he's a host. He's actually a vice president. He just told me, he said he's watching, and he goes, do I have the right thing? He said, some dude with porn glasses is talking. I swear, some dude with porn glasses.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he just said
porn glasses.
Yeah,
that's me.
So between you and Warren with that like 1970 mustache John Holmes look, you guys, we got like things going on. We got something going on here.
I was telling him a couple weeks ago. I went home. I hadn't seen my dad in like 6 months. These are new glasses. They're supposed to be like hip glasses. Oh, you know, porn maybe, but it's supposed to be hip. I go home. My dad. I haven't seen him in 6 months. I'm like, oh, great to see you. He goes, you look like an old woman. First thing he says to me. Like, great.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fun. Yeah. Just to bring some color to the show early in the morning.
Tell Brad, thank you.
All right.
And speaking of the man with the porn stash, he has shaved it, though, I'm told.
Oh, really? Oh,
I don't
good.
know. Have you shaved it? I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, from sharpfootballanalysis.com and sharpfootballstats.com, the great Warren Sharp. Hey, Warren.
Hey, good morning, guys. No truth to that rumor.
Wow.
I'm not sure who started that, but still rocking it.
All right, still rocking. He even used the right verb, rocking it. All right, gentlemen, week 6, NFL, and obviously a key point in the season for many a team. Many teams, we sort of know what we have, and then there are some teams that their identity still remains somewhat concealed, and we'll see if we can dive into who those teams might be. Let's start with the biggest line moves of the week. Atlanta opened as 10-point favorites against the Dolphins. That's about 12 or 11.5 right now in favor of the Falcons at home against the Jay Cutler-led Dolphins. The other biggest move involves obviously the Broncos, who were 9.5-point openers. Obviously, the injuries that have been announced, season-ending ones at that post-Giants loss to the Chargers last week, just decimated in their wide receiving core. Guys off the practice squad playing against the Broncos this week. The Broncos now 11 or 11.5-point favorites consensus at home against the Giants. That's the Sunday night game. And the other one where the line moved to a good degree is Jacksonville and the Rams, which is a sneaky good afternoon game this weekend. One of 4 afternoon games, if you will, meaning 1 o'clock Pacific starts, 1:25, that is 4:25 Eastern. Rams at Jacksonville, that opened as a pick. Jacksonville now 2.5-point favorites with extra juice, teetering on 3 in that game at Jacksonville. The Jaguars and Rams both 3-2. So those are the big moves of the week. We'll talk about some of those as we move forward. Let's begin with tonight's game, guys. Philadelphia at Carolina. Carolina 3-point.
Right now, as we speak, a syndicate group just went out, and you're going to see the screen light up red. This is it. You're only going to get this kind of stuff from me. You can see some books starting to get hit. They usually wait till 8 a.m. till the Vegas books open. A very, very strong syndicate group just went out on the under on tonight's game. So just to let you guys know, that will be turning red real shortly on your screens. Red and black, which that means when someone bets on a live odds screen, the screen turns colors.
And there it is. I had to refresh, but there it is, all going to 45s now from 45.5.
Yes.
It is lighting up like a Christmas tree, that game tonight, as you see on the screen at vsin.com. Panthers by 3 now here at the South Point as well. But that total, as Bill just mentioned, Bill Krackomberger, is at 45, just moved from 45.5. Warren, any thoughts on this game tonight from a totals perspective? Do you agree with that move?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that move. I mean, my model is pretty consistent with that, but we have to consider a couple things. First and foremost, Lane Johnson being out for the Eagles, how much does this impact their offense? Because last season, that was devastating. When he went out, that offensive line didn't perform nearly as well, and Carson Wentz wasn't nearly as comfortable. Number two, you have to factor in that Carson Wentz is on the road. And while he has played pretty good so far on the road, he's actually won 2 out of their 3 road games. They played in D.C., in Kansas City, and in L.A. against the Chargers. This is a team that does not play quite as well, a quarterback who does not play quite as well on the road as he does at home. So I think there's definitely some reasons there to lean a little bit more towards the under for those reasons, but I don't have any position on this game at all.
Lane Johnson, which was revealed in your Pro Football Preview guide this offseason. Lane Johnson, when he was in the lineup for the Eagles last year, the Eagles were 5-1 straight up. They were 2-8 without Lane Johnson in the lineup last year. And Lane Johnson, as Warren just stated, will not be in the lineup for the Eagles tonight. Devin Funchess had some knee issues with the Panthers. He is expected to play against the Eagles tonight. We mentioned one other thing, and we'll move on from this game, Warren, but third down conversions has been a staple of the Eagles' success here in the early going. As a handicapper, when you look at something like third downs, are you looking at that as something that is sustainable, or are you do you more tend to look at that as something that is masking a truer skill set?
Great question, because so many people, especially in the media, focus on third down conversion rate. They focus on, what is the team doing and how they do third down. But the reality is third downs are oftentimes a matter of how well you're doing on first and second downs in terms of how far do you have to go to convert on third down. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles were tremendous last week in converting on third downs. They actually had the longest distance to go of any team on average last week for third downs in terms of how many yards they had to go to convert a first down, but they converted at the highest rate. That is going to be something that is typically not sustainable. So if you're trying to say, well, they're a really good team on third down, oftentimes the quote-unquote really good teams on third down are going to be those teams that don't have as far to go on third down because they're actually really good on first and second down. So you don't want to ever really box yourself into thinking that we're a great team on third down and this is something that we're going to be able to continue on a weekly basis. Some of the teams that are the best on third down in the NFL, such as the New England Patriots, such as the Atlanta Falcons or the Saints or the Packers, all of these teams actually rank top 5 to 6 in terms of the least amount of yards to go on third down. And I actually built something up at Sharp Football Stats this very week, ironically, put it out there beginning of this week. If you go to the tools menu on Sharp Football Stats and go down to average yards to go in field position, you can actually filter on a weekly basis or the full season and see how many yards to go a team has actually had on whatever down you want. In this case, you can select third down, and you can see how much they have to go on average and how successful they are at converting those downs. So that's a new tool that I built up at the website, is available for you guys to experiment a little bit with yards to go on third down.
And all for free, it should be mentioned, all for free on Warren's site. Warren, I should mention that I did talk about this earlier in the last hour and talked about how early down success rate, if only they paid more attention to your proprietary stat, early down success rate. As it stands, Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz leading the NFL with 37 completed third down passes and 11 yards per attempt on third down, to Warren's point, along with 6 third down touchdown throws. And again, Lane Johnson placed in concussion protocol during Sunday's game, so that might mean that Halapoulivaati Vaitai will be called on today to play in his stead. We will get to the entire Sunday slate. Warren Sharp on the phone from Sharp Football Analysis and SharpFootballStats.com. Bill Krackomberger, the Crack Man. See if he can't call in advance some more moves, either on sides and totals, before they actually happen on your screen. Exclusively right here on A Numbers Game at VSiN.
It's A Numbers Game, live from the tip of the strip in Las Vegas. Get your fill of numbers even after the show is over by following the crew on Twitter, @BeatingTheBook and @VSiN Live.